What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another video, a talk, a rant, a rave, a discussion about America's team, your NFC East champs, and the 4th seed in the NFC playoff bracket, the Dallas Cowboys. How's everybody doing? Hope your 2018 did go well. Hope you had a great year, and I hope your 2019 gets better. Even if you had a good year, I hope it gets better. And this is the last video for this channel for 2018. It's ridiculous. And I feel like the year just flew by quicker than I anticipated. So here's the 2019 and this channel coming back to prosperity with food reviews and playthroughs and vlogs like these and anything under the sun that I feel like making with myself and with Chris and whoever else wants to participate. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the Dallas Cowboys. The game against the New York stinking Giants, as Mark Holmes likes to call them. 36-35, Dallas. The game itself was a little too close for comfort for my taste because it was a 5-win football team with the Giants, and we struggled a little bit with the Giants. Dak had a great game. Over 400 yards passing, I believe, and 4 touchdowns, no turnovers, which I feel like Dak holds onto the ball too long. I think that is his downfall, is holding onto the ball too long. Like, I was actually watching the game with Chris, and Chris was saying that right there is going to cost you a Super Bowl because the guy can't throw. Because there was one throw that it looked like it almost got picked off, and they showed the replay. And then it was a giant defender. His pinky touched the ball and it messed up the trajectory, so it was almost picked. I was like, it got tipped. So, I mean, that one you can't blame on him. But he does have some wild throws, and he does have a lot of inaccuracy, and he does hold on to the ball way too long and takes way too many sacks. And that is because our offensive line is not what it used to be. This is not the 2014 Dallas Cowboys offensive line. There are a few pieces left of this 2014 offensive line, but all in all, it is not the same line it was 4 years ago. If we had that line with this run game and with Dak, who knows, maybe a Super Bowl would be possible. But, I mean, who knows? This offensive line's okay. I heard somebody on Facebook say that the offensive line is hot garbage. Not really hot garbage, just kind of middle of the road. Maybe still a top 12 offensive line. Who knows? But anyway, statistically, I couldn't tell you on the top of my head how this offensive line did. But I know Dak has taken a lot of sacks this year. And it was interesting because Zeke still obtained the rushing title for 2018. And he didn't even play in this game. So he got the rushing title, the most rushing yards, I think, with 1,400, I think, rushing yards, over 1,400. And Todd Gurley going into this game had the second, but I can't remember if he's injured or they rested him for the playoffs, even though they have the bye week. So I couldn't tell you. But he lost his number 2 slot to Saquon Barkley, who jumped him. So the top 2 rushers of the season were both in the NFC East. Go figure. So that is probably going to be something that's going to happen for years to come. I can see Zeke and Saquon, just going back and forth maybe. So maybe next year Saquon will get it, and then Zeke will get it again, and then Saquon, and then Zeke. I could see that happening, is just those two, like a freaking, like a tug of war with the rushing titles. And I don't think there's anything that anybody can do about it unless their offensive line drastically drops in talent, which the Giants have no offensive line, and Saquon was number 2 rushing, so they get a good offensive line, anything's possible. But anyway, what I did like about this game was I did like that Dak had no mistakes when it came to turnovers. And 4 touchdowns. That's good. 3 of them were to freaking Blake Jarwin, who I just thought, Jarwin was just a regular guy, just nothing to like scream home about. But he had 3 touchdowns, and I think all 3 of his touchdowns were the exact same play, the exact same formation and everything on the offense. And he is the first tight end, and I can't remember what decade it was, since the 70s or 80s, I can't remember, to have 3 touchdowns in one game. Very surprised that Witten wasn't on that list, and then it hit me during the game. I was like, oh yeah, Witten was just one of those guys that could get you like 10 touchdowns a year if you're lucky. But he's always there for like the 3-yard pass to the first down marker. That was what Romo did. That was Romo's security blanket, was Witten, and Witten would catch it. You needed 4, Witten would catch it in 5. And that's what Witten did, and it worked, and it's going to get him into the Hall of Fame. I guarantee it. So, Jarwin got 3 of those 4 touchdowns. Beasley got the 4th one. Oh my goodness. I was speechless when that touchdown happened, because Beasley just in the back of the end zone grabs it, and my wife and I jumped up, because my wife's favorite player is Beasley. So my wife and I jumped up, and we were so excited, and then they called it incomplete and a turnover, and pretty much that the Giants would obtain the ball and win, because we were down by 6 at that point. So we needed that touchdown, and of course they showed the replay, and his knee was down in the end zone before his elbow was out of bounds, hitting the ground. And my wife was freaking out. She's like, that's bullshit. They need to turn that over. That's a touchdown. I can't believe that they robbed us of that. It just went off. And I was like, hold on a sec. I was like, every scoring play is reviewed in the NFL. And they had mentioned previously that the John Madden quote, 1 knee equals 2 feet down. So I was like, oh, they're going to review this. They're going to look at it, and they're going to overturn it. We got the touchdown. No big deal. So they overturn it, and I was a little bit of a hypocrite during this game, because going into the 4th quarter, we were winning. And my wife wanted to play Spider-Man on the PS4 because I recently just beat the game, and she watched me play, and she's like, I want to start my own campaign. I want to start my own story. So I was like, okay. So I've let her play a couple of times where she stayed up till 3 in the morning Saturday night, and she was playing it and had fun. So I was like, you can, because she wanted to play Spider-Man. She's like, I want this game to be over so I can play Spider-Man. So at the beginning of the 4th quarter, I said, you can switch it over to the Spider-Man game if you want to. And she's like, what? She's like, there's a quarter left of football. Who are you? Because usually I'm the guy that watches it from the coin toss until pretty much the post-game highlights and all the analysis. And that's usually who I am. But I was like, I said, it's a throwaway game. This game means nothing. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. We still have the 4th slot in the playoffs, so we have that 4th seed. So, I mean, it's no big deal if we win or lose. And that's when we were winning at the beginning of the 4th quarter. And we lost that lead, and my whole demeanor just changed. I was like, oh, hell no, we are not losing to the Giants. The they were 5-9 going into the game, 5-10. New York Giants, or if you got 5-9, I was like, we're not. I was like, we are not doing that. So I got more into it. I was hooting and hollering, jumping up and down, pumping my fist, cussing, getting into the game, and my wife was watching the game with me, and then Beasley got that touchdown, and I threw my fist in the air. I was like 10-6, baby. And then my wife just looked at me, and she's like, I thought this game didn't matter. She said, I thought this game was a throwaway game. And I was like, yeah, baby, but you got to understand, because I was talking to Chris during the game, and his dad said that 10-6 looks a hell of a lot better than 9-7. So that clicked in me, as around the time that we were losing the game, and I was like, oh my God, I'd love for us to get to double-digit victories, because I believe at the beginning of Chris and I's pick'em, I had said the Cowboys were going to win at least 10 games, and 10 games was going to get the division. So pretty much the first team to get to 10 wins in the NFC East pretty much was going to get the title. And so we already got the title at 9 wins, but I was like, maybe 10 wins will get you that one. So it just looks a lot better on a resume when you're 10-6 instead of 9-7 going to the playoffs. And all those games, I believe 7 of the last 8 games, because we lost to the Colts, we got blown out, shut out by the Colts. That still irks me a little bit. But we won 7 out of the last of our 8 games, I believe. So I couldn't tell you. I can't remember. I'm not on the top of my head, but we did work. We did work. We fired our offensive line coach. Mark Colombo kind of took over. Former Dallas Cowboy. Love that guy. And our whole demeanor changed with the offensive line. And we got Amari Cooper, and we were missing that number 1 wide receiver, and we got it with Amari Cooper. So that I'm very happy about as well. And it just seems like Amari Cooper was all the difference in the world, because when we got Mark Colombo pretty much taking over, we had that bye week, and I'm pretty sure something was said during that bye week. Like, I mean, we got to get our shit together, guys. We got to do something here. We got to just, do your jobs. Pretty much the Bill Belichick method. Do your job. And so I honestly think that the Cowboys won the game, and it is good momentum going into the playoffs. We do have the Seattle Seahawks coming to Jerry World to face us for the wild card division, the wild card game. And I think we can beat the Seahawks. I honestly think we can beat the Seahawks. I am not scared of the Seahawks in Jerry World. Now, if we were going back to Seattle, where they beat us previously, then that would be a different story. And then the winner of this game goes on to New Orleans, inside that dome, to face Drew Brees and the amazing New Orleans Saints, which we beat a few weeks ago. So, but that was in Dallas. In the Dome, might be a different story. They might as well change that name to the Thunderdome, because it's a madhouse when the Saints are hot. The Dome, the Mercedes-Benz, is it still the Mercedes-Benz Superdome? The Superdome is just a madhouse when the Saints are doing well. And that terrifies me. If we do win, that means we have to go to New Orleans. But New Orleans, inside that dome, is where the Cowboys brought their undefeated season to an end a few years back. So maybe we can do that again, spark a little throwback. Who knows? But I like our chances against Seattle. I believe our offense is more superior to their defense, and I think our defense is better than Seattle's offense. But that's just me being a homer, more than likely. But I'm not scared of the Seahawks. I'm really not. They beat us at the beginning of the year, but that was night and day to what the Cowboys are doing now. And we do have that winning streak going in, and I believe the Seahawks also have a winning streak. I think they won 6 games in a row. So it could be a good game. We have the Saturday night game, so I am very excited about that, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. So you guys will hear back from me with Chris and I's pick'em, and then I will do another one of these videos post-game, probably the day after. As usually what I try to do the day after the game. So I'm either going to be very, very happy or very, very sad, or a mix of both, depending on how the game goes. But anyway, guys, like I said, last video of 2018. Hope 2019 is fantastic for y'all. Hope you can stick to y'all's New Year's resolution. Mine's always the same. To quote Gene Simmons, my New Year's resolution's always the same. Gonna do what I like. Gonna do what I want. That's always my New Year's resolution. And I hope you guys have a good one. Happy New Year 2019. Hope it kicks ass for y'all. And thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. Please subscribe if you haven't already to become a piglet, because 2019 hopefully is going to be a damn good year for this channel. And please turn that bell notification on. You will get notified every single time I upload one of these videos, or Chris and I's pick 'em, or a playthrough, or a food review, or whatever miscellaneous video I feel like posting. One of these, it doesn't matter. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by, and always remember, my little piglets, call it pork chop. Loves y'all the most. So y'all take it easy, guys, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, 2018. How about them Cowboys? Bye, guys. 2019's right around the corner.